Can you hear me? Sub J. Tell me to get a couple of people in so I can start this up. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Yeah, that's real low. I don't know how to turn my mic up louder. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Yeah. Could you hear me? Apologize, guys. As usually when I used to do my podcast, I used to advertise me doing a show at least a week during the week that I was going to do the show. But I decided earlier this. I did decide early this last week, and then this week I started throwing it together. Um, and then I didn't put it together right so I could get people in here fast enough. So I really apologize. This is not going the way that I wanted it to go because we're like 10 minutes in, and I have no one here supporting the feed. Uh, Need to get some of you guys in here. Y'all keep telling me y'all want me to make videos, but nobody's here. Let me get some likes and some retweets. Y'all retweet to y'all followers, and they'll come in here and I can talk. It feel like it's a waste of time for me just to start talking and making my points, and no one's really here. And I don't know how YouTube really work. Far as when you go live, does it record what you're saying for you to really record anything? I have a couple of friends that do YouTube videos, and I guess they record as they doing a live stream. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm gonna do a deep dive into my most wanted and ESBC. I'm trying to get more people to participate. I mean, come in here and see what I'm saying. My first thing that I would love to see in the ESBC is a deep list of tendencies and capabilities. You know, uh, game will be really it brings the characters to life when they have tendencies and capabilities, especially like with boxers, they have distinctive move sets. Um, they have distinctive ways that they do things, like somewhat like NBA 2K. They the players are unique with the way that they play, the way they move. If you see Jordan, you see Jordan. If you see major stars, they have their uniqueness about them. And I see this in ESBC, but I want to know how far it's going to stretch out, and can you create characters that will have a uniqueness about them? Will they have? Will you be able to get them a tendencies or capabilities? And a lot of people always saying the tendencies and capabilities are the same thing. They're not. Tendencies are what you tend to do. Capabilities are what you're capable of doing or not able to do. So when they add these, because I know aimbot said that the trait system and the tendency system is going to be two totally different things, but it may not be the same thing, because I know anybody plays a lot, and I'm not like really sure is the tendencies and the traits going to be the same thing. But if they do, we need a deep list, because the creation community is very big. It's a big community. If you look at any major game like basketball, baseball, football, they have people that create things, and they're adamant about doing these things. They want to make these things, and you even have people that's not involved in the sport in any sort of way, but they want to challenge themselves and create these characters to bring them to life. So that's my first, the deep list of tendencies and capabilities. That's my first one. So I'm gonna go into my second one. My second one is in-depth career mode. Now, this is something that a lot of people are talking about. It gets a lot of people on the that's offline players. It gets them upset, which I don't understand. You can't force a person to play a mode that they don't want to play. And when it comes to business, you want to capture the online and offline community, because there's some people, no matter what, they're not going to play online, and vice versa. So if we have an in-depth career mode, we like say we have tournaments like in the career mode, or we have what is it? We have the amateurs. We need a deep amateur mode, or in the career mode, you could um fight as long as you want to fight, so you could build careers like the old boxers back in the days. Like, suppose you want to take Jack Johnson and let him, play him and get 100 or 200 fights. You should be able to do these things. So, and then the training modes. I don't know how deep the training mode is going to be, and this is something that should be spoke upon. The training mode should be very important. It should be an important thing, just for the aesthetics part and everything. And that goes to something that I'm gonna speak on later. But the career mode could be a very big thing in ESBC. This is something I could go on for a long time, but I'm gonna move on. Then we're gonna go with more legends. Now, the legends part. this is this is it's like kind of I don't like the way that it's set up because when we speak of legends, there's some people that I see that's ESBC have as legends, and they're not really legends to me because they just I will say that they're well-known boxers or well-known fighters, but they're not legends. You got people like Jack Johnson, that's a legend. Or you got people that like really did something in the sport major, had titles or something. That's legendary to me. But just regular people, they're not legends. Like, a lot of people might get mad at me. I know one of my friends will, but Tommy Morrison is not a legend. No matter how you try to put it, he's not a legend. It's so many things they could do with this because, like I always say, you have older people that play games and they want to see these characters. They want to see what you got, Jack Dempsey, all these guys, Joe Gaines. You got it's people that I talk to that want to be in the game. Mildred Teller want to be in the game. I spoke to him. Who else I talked to so many guys that I forget, and that's crazy. But it's a lot of people that's legendary that want to be in this game. Pernell Whitaker, I talked to his son. He before he passed away, and he wanted his father to be in a boxing game. So I think ESBC should contact his family and put him in a game. A lot of people don't like Joe McCullen, but he's a good fighter that should be in the game. Not so much of a legend, but he's a very good fighter to be in the game. It's so many legends. A lot of people need to speak it up about having more legends and more things like this. It keeps the game going. It gets a larger population of boxers. I mean, not boxers, a larger population of people to play the game and be involved in the game. People, the fans, the dev team, and the owner, Ash Habib, he listens and watches everything. Because I seen him, he literally repeats things that I've been posting over the years. So I'm like, yo, that sounds just like what I say. And, it makes sense to have more legends in the game. I hope you guys can hear me. Let me see something. Y'all can. It's no way that I can see that y'all can hear me. Let me write something. Oh y'all. Oh yeah, you can hear me. So Dark Side, what's up? Well, Roger Samuels, thanks for joining us. JMA, thanks for supporting. Yeah. Number 4 is management and promoter mode. I we know they have some type of promoter mode because they got Lou DeBell and a couple of promoters, but is it like a management mode or is their version of a manager promoter mode? I don't know, but this is another thing that could be very deep. They can even push it together with a career mode, and expand on that. A management mode could be a very deep and involved part of the game, especially if they talking about letting the game go on and on. They said they're gonna keep building on it over the years. They're not so quick to jump to a part 2. They just want to make it let me see what I would have said. They just want to keep the game going and just add on something like this game on, for me, PlayStation 4. Did I forget the name of the game? Warframe. Warframe has evolved so much. They added so much to it that you're like, wow, this is Warframe. So I think that's the route that they somewhat going for, you know. So the management mode could be major, and it captures another group of people. The thing is about you want to grasp and capture these group of people that will buy your game, and you know that they have money. You know, I know a lot of people like, well, games are for kids. Nah, no, they're not. You got to realize that the first game, Miss Pac-Man, was out in like the early 80s, late 80s or whatever. Them people are still playing on video games. They're not playing it like they were when they were a kid, but they still play games. And that's where people get their source of income. So, yeah, management mode is a major thing that needs to be added to ESBC. Old school commentary and atmosphere. See, the commentary in general, this is something that I don't know how deep it's going to be, because all we've seen so far is Todd. All we seen was Todd, doing voice acting. We didn't see nobody else. And they saying they're gonna have different teams of commentators, but we only seen Todd. And we see Todd, showing that he's doing it, but how in depth is it gonna be? How authentic is it gonna feel when you hear Todd speaking in the game? Is it gonna have that impact like you really at a fight? I wish we had what's calling him in here. One of the guys that went to the event that they had, the content creator event, and they could tell us, because I think they said they didn't have no commentary there, but I really would like to know. All right, number 6, attention to detail. Now, attention to details like everything that you see that a lot of people really want to really pay too much attention to, and this is what 2K was known for. NBA 2K was known for, like the little thing you see the cameraman on the ring apron. You see the cornermen talking to each other, or you see the coach telling this fighter, "Come on, come advance, come closer, come to the fighter, and be more aggressive." You see these gestures from the corner. It's these little details that you see, or you see the commentators at the desk. You see them talking, and to each other. These are the little details that make the oohs and ahs and capture people's attention. This is what, because I wasn't really a basketball fan, but I started seeing a basketball, the game and stuff. But NBA 2K made me a basketball fan because of the little things, the little attention to details and things like that. I start playing the game and start figuring out things, and I start making me start digging into the characters and the whole atmosphere of the basketball. So that attention to details. All right, number 7, referees with tendencies. Now this is going to be I don't know how to say, because when you hear everybody talk about the referees, it's like they having problems with the referee. Anybody said it was a little problems with the referees. And my thing was, why don't you call somebody that have expertise in, combat sports, like making games like combat games, because the WWE game has a referee in the ring. There are older people that used to, older developers that used to work for EA that's probably doing other projects, or they're not working because there's a lot of developers not working. Because you could go on LinkedIn, there's people looking for jobs, and how did, and ask them, how did y'all get the referee to work in the ring with these fighters without there being any problem? It seems like there's a problem. So how is, my thing is, how is there going to be referees with tendencies and they're going to do their job without all these wacky things happening inside the ring? And that's something that you got to really think about, because it could be a good thing if they get it right, but it seems like this far in development, and I don't know how far back the model that Boxing Fanatical them played, and how advanced the one that they actually them have now, is the referees actually working. And if they are, they have to do a video or something showing that the referee situation has been resolved. And you have to let us see referee actually pushing boxers away, you know, checking the boxes, grabbing, doing different things that referees do. So these tendencies are important if they could get it right, and it makes the game more immersive. You guys still here? Y'all can hear me? All right. Number 8, plenty of creation slots with creation pools. Now the thing, this is, they have different things that you're going to be able to create. Referees, boxers, referees, promoters, and judges. This is huge. It basically go back to what I was saying about the creation community. So my thing is, you're gonna have plenty of creations. You're gonna have us to be able to create, but how many are we gonna be able to create? Because with me, I'm gonna try to create every promoter that ever exists almost. Then I'm gonna create all the judges that I know, that are known, that's worldwide known. Um, then I'm gonna it's so many, it's we need these slots, a lot of slots, especially for my boy Papanosis. That's all he's been asking for decades. He's been asking for, we need more slots. And I remember EA kept trying to tell us that they couldn't give us I forgot how many slots they gave us, but I did my research. That's one thing I do, and I keep telling them, see, I'm an old OG, for real OG, but I do my research, and I was telling them, I said, hold up, you can give us more slots. They said, how? So I don't try to embarrass them all the time in public. So I go behind the scenes and show them, hey, you can give us these stuff. Look, this company did it. That company did it. So what they did was they gave fans, I think it went from 75 to 100 or 125, something like that. They gave us more slots. How's it going? Oh, the country boy. What's up, country boy? Yeah, we old. I looked at Ragzilla. I said, Ragzilla. I said, Dad, man, I knew you for decades. I said, look at all that gray. I said, but look at mine. Yeah, but we need plenty of slots because the community is gonna be huge. I'm telling you, if this game live up to the hype, it's gonna be major. And it's gonna put EA to shame. And I think EA gonna try to do everything they can to either buy it from my understanding with Ash, no, I talked to Ash, and Ash sound like me. When I talked to him, I started laughing immediately because I said, Dad, his enthusiasm. I mean, his enthusiasm. It was like a child in a way because he was so happy to talk to me and tell me different things, and he had to catch himself about telling me everything. He said, "Oh, I can't tell you this because you're not an NDA." I'm like, Dad, let me be under the NDA because I want to know as much as possible about the game so I can have my input. And he said, you're going to be shocked because there's so many things that you want that are in the game. And I said, wow, you serious? He said, yes. He said, yes, there's so many things because I'm guessing he follow me, go on my wish list site and everything. I'm guessing he followed me. But Ash is a good person. He's down to earth, no matter how impatient these fans are, and they talk junk about ESBC. Um, Ash is a good person. He's a really good person. He's straight up. But then you got to realize he has other people that he's talking to, getting advice from. So they're telling him, well, you might you shouldn't say these things or do these things. But Ash is like straight up. He's like he's not gonna let nobody bully him into releasing the game faster than he want to, and he's not gonna rush the game out. He said he wants this game to be better than anything EA will think of. Basically, he wants this game to be a boxing game, not a fighting game. He wanted to be a boxing game. He wants this game to be the best game ever, and that's his goal. Yeah, the ESBC devs must let us edit stats, attributes, and traits. Yeah, that's a major. That's one thing I talked to them about. You know, that's what I was talking about earlier about being able to edit things, edit stats, attributes, traits, all these things because there's a community for that. It's a big community too. You will see because to me Fight Night was very limited, and that's one of the reasons why I was angry because it seemed like the Fight Night team promised us more than they could give us, and they knew they weren't gonna be able to give us anything. I think they gave us like 2% or 3% of that wish list, and I seen more of the stuff from the wish list site in the MMA games than I see in the Fight Night game. I'm like, hold up. Stop putting the ideas that we gave you for a boxing game in the MMA games because that's not what we was trying to build. We was trying to make sure we get the game that we really wanted, fans really wanted. And country boy, you know how I was. I used to stay on them. I was very adamant about, you know, them making the game as realistic as possible. And EA, I think to this day, do not think that realism sells. They really don't think realism sells because, for one thing that proved it, is when Mike Wang from 2K went to EA for NBA Live. He stated that he made the game more realistic. The game sold more than it ever sold that year. And then he went to a meeting, and EA wanted to go back to the arcadey stuff. Mike Wang left, and I would have left too because I'm known for trying to push the sport as realistic as possible. But you want me to go back to another way? That's not that was crazy. Yeah, that's one thing that they I'm pretty sure they talked about the individual punching power and everything. Yeah, from even from the screen that they I've seen, it seemed like each hand has its own punching power and stuff. It's like each punch, I think the hook's gonna have its own power and everything. Because these things that we had on that list, and I'm pretty sure that Ash looked at that wish list very. He like really looked at it and studied that wish list because he said my quote. And this what really got me. I remember way back in the days. I said, we can have a boxing game that's what NBA 2K is. And he said that quote in one of his dev updates. And that right there showed me that he's really paying attention to making this game, better than what we could probably ever envision. But I think that they slowed down on getting boxers because a lot of people like asking me like what's going on. Like I know Frank Sanchez, the boxer Frank Sanchez, he follows me and he likes everything that I post, and when I talked to him a couple of months ago, because I know when I talk to certain boxers that have a language I don't understand, I go to Google Translate and I send them the message. So he was telling me, he said, "Yeah, I'm supposed to be in the game." I said, "Oh," that's what's up." So he's following me. But and then this is another thing. What I like to tell people, the fans, you gotta tell your favorite boxer that you would support him if he's DLC. And I don't know who's talking to these boxers, like they lawyers or advisors or whatever. The advisors and they're not telling them the right information because you will make more money off a DLC than you will straight up money. And a lot of in this company like Steel City, they don't have the money to give these stars money like out their pocket like that because they're trying to build. How can we build a studio and get more developers on board when we're trying to pay you and we might not even meet our quota? And from my understanding, they said they want this game to be so successful, they don't care about the money. Wow, that says a lot. If a company tell you that they want this game to be so successful, they don't care about the money. You got to listen to that. Now, imagine if that's somebody from EA, a representative from EA. They're not going to say that because a lot of people telling them like, "Nah, you make it too realistic. Nobody's going to want to play this game." No, I highly doubt that somebody will not want to play this game. For one, it's a combat game. That's one of the things I always say. It's a combat game. People gonna play it. Even though you're gonna have some people that's diehard MMA or UFC fans, but they still gonna play it. Yeah, the money. It was. I think the money will be there, especially the roster that they putting together. They showing that they want to build a roster. EA, for a fact, country boy, EA turned down boxers. We got a lot of boxers that wanted to be in the game, and EA turned them down. I had Andre Ward. I don't know why Andre Ward acting the way he's acting now, but I talked to Andre Ward. I think when it was Fight Night Round 4, and he was like, "I want to be in the game." He was like practically begging to be in the game. And I told Brizzle them that Andre Ward wanted to be in the game, and they like he was not nothing. It's like, and that's why I was saying to me, they were not as hardcore or pushing for their games to be boxing games or too realistic or a game that fans will say, "Oh, sweat! Look who they got in the game." stuff like that. They wanted all the bells and whistles, but they're not putting in what makes a boxing game. Like you can't get a basketball game and just put Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, and a couple of other guys. You got to build the whole game, and that's what a lot of people they're excited. And I was telling people, look at if you pay attention, there are a lot of people invested, as their attention is toward ESBC because it's so many boxing things that's wrapped in it that they say, oh, this game is very interesting. You got the WBC, the WBA say they want to be in the game. They kept saying they couldn't get the WBA. I talked to the guy like a couple of days ago, and he said, I want to be in the game. I want to be a part of the game. And I thought it was like, yo, why is the WBA not in the game? So now all these companies, all these organizations want to be a part of the game, and all these different clothing, apparel companies want to be a part of the game. So it's a lot. There's a lot of people were interested in this game, and now it's just up to ESBC to deliver. I just hope everybody just stop with the impatience. They like very impatient. It's like, why are you so impatient? You waited 10 years plus, and EA didn't make nothing. Then EA, when they heard that Steel City was a real threat, making a game, going to get some money, they, I don't even know if they announced it. They didn't dispute it, or they didn't say it was real. So somebody put that out to Cap to try to knock down Steel City hype. They don't want Steel City to have the hype, and they are actually I call them cult members, fans that's EA Fight Night fans that they trying to make sure that this game doesn't succeed, and that's stupid. That's not gonna make EA because if this game don't succeed, EA gonna be like, see, I told you. Why should we invest in making a game? If this game do what it's gonna do, EA gonna jump on and really make a game because they're gonna try to buy the company. And from my understanding, I said he's not selling. They tried to buy twice. He's not selling. All right, number 9 is networks and broadcast deals. That's could be huge. Like you got broadcast deals, like let us make our own broadcast companies or TV companies or have fake ones, and we can make deals with them to be on their networks and everything. That could be major because these little things, and this could be in career mode. These little things like this that keeps the game life going, and it keeps fans excited because be like, Dad, man, I was playing a game. They got networks in it, broadcast, all types of deals in it that you could have because they got a deal program or whatever how they got it set up is some type of negotiation situation. So you negotiate with a promoter or whatever, and he set you up with these other deals for you to come on board. That'll be major. That'll be crazy. You said Brizzle told me that Morrison Trump was trademarked and is unavailable for the game. He forgot I was friends with Tommy. I asked him, and they weren't. Yeah, they be saying things, and they think people don't know. That's what, like, when they used to tell me a lot of things, I used to be like, nah, I gotta go and find out for myself. Like, I don't know what's going on with like George Foreman. George Foreman said he was gonna be in ESBC, and I could have sworn I seen his name on the list in the beginning. George Foreman was like, yeah, I'll be in how George Foreman is. Yeah, I'll be in it. So I don't know what's going on. And I don't know what's up with Evander Holyfield. His son wants to be in the game. I know that's 100%. His son wants to be in the game, so you could do a deal with Evander Holyfield. That's a major deal. Then I talked to let me see, Spinks. I talked to Corey Spinks. Corey Spinks want to be in the game. You could do it. They could do a deal with Corey Spinks. Make a package. You got Corey Spinks. You got Michael Spinks. You got Leon Spinks. That's major. A lot of people don't see that as being a major thing. Yeah, Corey Spinks, Michael Spinks, and Leon. That's crazy. That would be crazy. I call them family packages. It's a lot of boxes that have family packages that you could put together for DLC. A lot of people keep they crying about the DLC, but this is not EA. EA is a no, not $1 billion company, a multi-billion-dollar company. And you got to realize Steel City is not a multi-billion-dollar company. Steel City started with 3 people a few years ago that wanted to make a boxing game. I spoke to them. They started with 3 people making a boxing game. Then they start building and building. They have less than 30 people on the team. EA has 100 people. I could pull up the thing. EA had over 100 people, over 200 people working. I don't know why they had that many people working on the game, but they had that many people working on Fight Night Champion. And I'm like, you had that many people working on Fight Night Champion, and you did not work on, because I know Brizzle said they didn't have time to fine tune and do the core game the way they wanted to. But I know that could be his excuse. But he said most of their time was mostly for the story mode. And that was crazy. You're gonna spend all that time on the story mode, and the story mode is once you've done, it's a one and done. So that makes no sense. One and done, and then I don't know, since they Brizzle did me dirty. I'm gonna say this because he did me dirty with my son. So Brizzle said if they would have did another iteration of Fight Night, like Fight Night Round 5 or Fight Night Champion 2, the story mode was going to be able to, you could create your own character and take them through a story. Like the story will be constantly evolving. And it seemed like that idea is what Steel City is going to do at some point. Steel City is focusing on the core game and little knick-knack. But the story, people want the story mode now. Story modes, EA is a good example, takes too much from the staff. And a 30 staff people, I mean 30 a staff with 30 people, less than 30 people is not good to focus on a story, because you gotta get writers, you gotta get actors. There's so much that has to be done. So the story mode gonna come down the line. I didn't play Fight Night Champion. 'Cause I was also upset because Brizzle asked me for the wish list before he made Fight Night Champion. The people, we picked the people to go. What's up, Box Fanatical? What's up, Boxing Thirst? Yeah, they pick the people. They pick Anthony, to go. They pick all these people to go to the event, the Fight Night Champion event. And everybody told me as soon as they came back, they said, "Yo, Paul, you ain't gonna be happy with Fight Night Champion." And they told me how the game was. I said, "All right." So I actually quit being a moderator. I was a senior moderator, and they was trying to push me to be a like a manager and more. They wanted me to be more. He said you could even be in development at some point. He said that's how some people started, and I just quit because I was like, yo, what's up, Jay Jesus? Um, that's why I just quit because I felt like Brizzo and all of them, because Brizzo was like basically like I like he was my friend because we always talk. Me and Brizzo talk behind the scenes about everything. Brizzo was one of them people that you don't supposed to tell everybody everything. He told me a lot of things behind the scene. So I felt some type of way that like he said, "Yo, Paul, give me the list," and he posted that he got the list and everything. And then when Anthony came back, he told me like, "Yo, man, it's like 10%, 5% of what you sent in that game." And they was talking about, no, we was trying to save up so for we can have something to add to another game when we make it. And look what happened. They didn't have another game to make. I wanted to join the team. Yeah, I wanted to join Still City team. And I don't know if it was a little miscommunication there because when I talked to Ash, it seemed like he wanted me to join the team in the early when they was like in the early stages of the game because he talked to me for months, and then his brother started talking to me. His brother like more business oriented, and he like kind of shut down me and Ash communications back and forth. So yeah, I was part of another team. That's what really sidelined a lot of stuff. I was part of Round for Round. I was trying to do as much as I could to get a boxing game. Round for Round, I was reaching out to mad people, a lot of boxers, and a lot of boxers mad at me because Round for Round didn't live up to what they thought it was going to be. I reached out to these guys. I reached out to females. It's a lot of female boxers. It's one female boxer. She don't want to be in no boxing game because she said she went through all that waiting for round, and I kept like she felt like I deceived her, and I told her I wasn't trying to deceive her. I said, we talk about things other than round for round, so it wasn't no deception there. I think they say round for round still is a thing. I talked to the company that they outsource, Wicked Witch, and the guy, he's the CEO of that company. He said it's still a thing. So I'm not sure what's happening round for round. Me and the guys, we're so-called friends. Everybody just shut down on me because we used to talk like almost every day or every other day. They just shut down on me because I told them, I said, I want to really, because they didn't want me to have nothing to do with ESBC. They didn't want me to speak about it. They didn't want me to say things, but ESBC was the game that I always wanted. So, I was going to gravitate to, because I told them we used to argue and debate about the vision that they have for round. And round for round wasn't the game that I wanted. They basically wanted Fight Night 2.0. Fight Night Champion 2.0 for round. And Ash, that's not what his vision is. His vision is the same as I want. I want a realistic sim boxing game, and that's what Ash wants. So I gravitated to that. Yeah. So I was like, nah. I think beginning of last year. Yeah, it was the beginning of last year. I told him, I said, I'm out. I said, I'm try to be a part of their team. But then the Devs, for some reason, I don't know why the Devs don't like me. And I don't know if it's intimidation or what, but it's like, and a lot of people say, no, they just be playing with you. No, it's little things that you do that, make me seem like you don't want me to be a part of anything. Like they try to shut down my ideas and everything. I'm not a little kid. I know what I'm talking about certain things. Yeah, yeah, that is crazy. People really don't believe the game coming out, but that's who them people is. Them the people that's impatient. They really are impatient. They want the game now. What their thing is, they feel that once EA stop making a game, round for round. I mean, once EA stop making a game, Steel City start making a game. No, that's not how things work. And their thing is like, we don't care. Just give us the game. Give us the game. No, nobody don't want a buggy, stripped down game. Imagine if they gave us the game that they originally was going to give us. Steel City, the original game, the one that the first trailer, they wouldn't have made no money off of that game. They'd have probably made, some people that was desperate, they wanted to box the game, but they wouldn't have got nothing. But then 1024 came in and they helped him with the graphics and everything. And Ash had everything that he wanted to do. He said, "Yeah, I could do this, I could do that." Yeah, they really do. They really do. I argue. I'm like, yo, I'm a moderator on two um ESBC forums. And I'm like, yo, I can't take it. I'll be hiding from them jokers. It's like anything I post, I'll be posting stuff from Boxing Fanatical. All the creators I post on the forums. And you got these guys, as soon as I post something, they attack it. But I'm like, hold up. Nobody wasn't posting nothing on this forum at all. I try, if anybody know me, I try to keep conversations going. My thing is to build conversations, build talk, keep it going. And when I post stuff, it go to negative stuff. No, this game fake. Why they doing this? Then some people just want the game for free. They want everything for free. These boxes is not going to give their image for free. This is an indie company. So it's gonna have to be some type of DLC in the game. I try to tell them this, and a lot of people they just don't want to understand that because they're stingy. There's so many games that's not worthy of DLC and microtransactions, and they're making billions of dollars. Now, if this game could use that system and we get major stars and major things added, I'm all for it. Yeah, it seemed like these guys getting worse and worse with their it's like they becoming what would you say extremists. Like that you that extreme about a company not making a game and you're not getting it when you want. That's very childish. How childish can you be? I'm like, yo, can't be that serious. People would think that's how the way they acting. They would think that's how I act. No, my thing was to get a boxing game and support it at all costs. That's one. Not a boxing game. I wanted a realistic boxing game. That was my protest. My campaign was to get a realistic boxing game. And now that I see Ash has the same similar mindset and wants, I'm like, yo, I'm good. I'm like good. You know, his brother used to get at me about. It's like, yo, don't do this and don't do that. But Ash, when I talked to Ash seemed just like he basically like FEA. But his brother, I think, used to work for or have friends at EA. But Ash don't care. His thing is, I'm making a better product than EA did, and to him, out his own mouth, EA didn't make a boxing game. They made a fighting game. And his thing is, I'm making a boxing game. And I'm glad he's keeping it there. Fans should be real happy. Yeah, I'm getting that. I'm getting everything. I'm getting everything. Yep, I'm getting everything, and I'm going after all the. They're gonna be like, Dad. I know pulling online. I'm gonna be online, because it's too many dynamics about this game that will make you want to be online. All that spammy garbage that they used to have in the fight nights, it's not gonna be there. So it gives me a it makes me want to be online. Yeah. I don't know. It's like EA not giving up fight night. You remember what I told you? EA wasn't too keen about PlayStation. Even when I went up there for the Fight Night Round 4 event, they had everything on Xboxes. I don't know how to use these controllers. Yeah, that is true. When they hear the word realism and sim, their minds go to the extreme. Like when I hear people tell me, "Oh, I don't want realism sim," and then they describe it, it's not what I'm talking about. When I say realism and sim, I'm talking about like when you see NBA 2K, they have realistic and sim things going on, but it's not over the top. Like they talking about, no, you want to control the realistic stuff. You going to control their breathing, and they got to do this and do that. No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about realistic mechanics and stuff like that. You know, the atmosphere, everything. That's what 2K was known for. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about all that, over the top stuff. His vision, some I hear people say blurry vision stuff. Yeah, but how's that gonna really work in a two-player game? If it's a one-player game, it's yeah. But that blurry vision, I don't know. I don't know. That's more like a VR type stuff. And to the people that keep saying VR, they should be a VR mode. That's another build. The developers keep telling you that. They've been telling us that for years. When you talk about making a VR game version of it, that's a whole new game they got to make. It's a whole new build. I don't even know is Operation Moneyball a game at all. I think EA just throwing cap. I don't even know if it was EA because EA not denying it or acknowledging it, saying that it's real. So it's not an EA announcement. It's just some random company. I mean, media outlet saying that EA is doing it, but EA has never said it's something they're doing. So I wouldn't take that to take that with a lot of weight because they're too focused on the UFC game, and I think they got what 5 6 more years on that contract. And the way EA used to talk, and Country Boys should know this. They used to always be like they was gonna always try to make the fight night game and the UFC game not compete with each other. So that's why they had the alternative years. So if there's to make a boxing game and a UFC game at the same time, that's competing. That's money they feel is being taken. But it's to me is they're gonna people gonna bomb regardless. Oh yeah. Yeah, I hope they don't turn into something. I just hope it's just the variety. But from what fanatical them saying, there is variety in the way boxers react and when they get knocked down and stuff. I just want variety. That's all I want. I want the well, we seen the days. We seen boxers get dazed up. We seen boxers walk like they drunk and stuff. So that's a good thing. So number 10. Number 10 is weekly and monthly reviews and previews of fights. This is something that NFL, what was that? NFL 2K5. It had these at the end of the week. Everything that happened, they sum it up in a show. This would be a great thing to have in a boxing game. Like they have all these boxing matches during the week or whatever, or upcoming fights or fights from the past that went past, or or what if fights on a show at the end of the week. That'll be great. That comes with the immersion part that I keep talking about. So that'd be a great thing. Yeah, like a mode you can play the upcoming events. Yeah, that'll be good. And it seems like that's that upcoming event thing. I wonder what that means. I remember the early version. They was talking about a betting system. I wonder what happened to that. They like took that up. I guess the legal talk or whatever, the betting part, and as a kid's kid adult game, they had to take that out. I don't know. Oh, you remember? Yeah, I'm like, I wonder what happened to that. And I'm laughing because in the game that I always talk about, the Take Some game, title bout boxing, it has a box, it has a betting system for the tournament mode. But to me, you can have that tournament mode and it won't be illegal if that's what they're going through. But it should be like an in-game like betting system. Like for tournament, you bet like, let's say you have Mike Tyson in a tournament and you bet that Mike Tyson is gonna beat the whole tournament, and it gives you in-game currency. That'd be great. How's it going, Hamza? Now, I don't want to chop up your last name, but how's it going? Thanks, appreciate you. Yeah, to me, yeah, presentation means a lot. That would draw me to NBA 2K. A lot of people. I used to have people that never played basketball games. The presentation brought it. Brought them in. If your presentation on point, you can get it, and then with the presentation, the mechanics and everything that follows with it, that'll be crazy. That'll be a crazy situation. Yeah, I hope they have more female boxers in the game. It's a lot of female boxers. What's her name? Metcalf. Her name Sha Metcalf. She reached out to me to told me to ask Ty that she wanted to be in the game. If you on Twitter, her name is Sha Metcalf. She's a title holder. She wants to be in ESBC. I don't know what's going on. And we need people like Ann Wolf, Christy Martin, Lucia Riker. I reached out to these people a lot when I was helping round for round. I'm glad that they didn't give me a hard time, but that's bad when you reach out. I reached out to a lot of people when I was around for helping round for round. I got the whole list. They're like, "Yo, could you help us get the guys in the top 10 for each weight class?" I said, "Yeah." So I did a whole list. I contact managers, promoters. To me, see, I know how promoters work, so I deal with the managers. If I can't talk to the manager, I talk to the boxers, and I talk to the a lot of boxers like, yeah, sure, I'll be on it. And they were title holders. Some of them were like not major titles, but they were title holders. they was in the top 10, and he told me top 10. I was getting people in the top 20. I said, you get boxed, you trying to fill your roster. Top 20, you don't go to top 10. You want to fill your roster. So that was crazy. And then what's Still City, they really showed that they really try to fill the roster. They trying to do every mistake. People pay attention. Every mistake that EA made, they're not making. EA gave people a boxing game that they had all these boxes, but they was in different weight classes because they couldn't fill the weight classes. So ESBC, their thing was, we're going to get a lot of boxers and make sure that we fill each weight class. And I told them, my thing was, if you can't get these boxers, still have all the weight classes, let the fans fill it in. And the thing, and I feel that let us fill it in and let us create these boxers that keep saying they don't want to be in the game because they want more money, and they're gonna see how popular their characters are when they see them on the creation mode, or see their character keep popping up and they're not getting paid for that character. And that's crazy. I was shocked at Lennox Lewis, but Lennox Lewis is a EA boy. I don't like to call him a boy, but he's an EA guy. He's in love with EA. I'm not. I'm in love with the product. I'm in love with boxing, creating the boxing game that replicates the sport as realistic as possible. And that's what some of these box. See, that's what another thing I like about Jamel Herring. That's what he cares about. He wants the sport to be represented realistically, and he's another guy that's pro for this game. I wonder why they didn't motion capture him yet, because he's one of them guys that has the time. He could go up there and help with some of the motion capture. So, what do you guys think that then we're gonna get another trailer or announcement? Yeah, that's true. Just Linux would have been nostalgia, or Linux would have been a drawing other fighters. I always see like certain fighters could draw other fighters to come in. I wonder why Tyson is taking so long to be pulled into the mix. Yeah, the Klitschko brothers they in, but now the thing is the motion capture. They over there fighting the war, so how they gonna be motion captured? I think it's a high possibility to get guys like Gary Russell, Boot Ennis, Jared Hurd. I don't think Todd is really pushing hard for certain guys. Like certain guys, Todd is more focused on than others, because I send Todd. I send him a lot of guys. I send him a lot of guys, especially past boxers like Mildred Tull and stuff like that. And I send him Xander Zayas. I send him. It's a lot of guys, because Xander Zayas, he said he don't think he's ready to be in a boxing game. He said, I'm not that big yet. I said, yo, you a good boxer. You a star. I said you should be in a boxing game. So pound for pound. Yeah, Xander, and see that's another guy. I'll take him over the capper, Leonardo the capper. What's his name? Ryan Garcia. I take him over him. Yeah, it's a lot of people that's missing, and but we don't know. We don't know. I got Spence. I got Spence in the fight. I think Spence is going to stop him. I don't think this fight gonna go to the late rounds. Yeah, Ryan Garcia. I think Ryan Garcia doing what he doing. He know what he doing because he does too much. And he remind me of one of them little kids that could fight a little bit, but pops a whole lot of mouth, and then something is gonna catch up with him. Sometimes you gotta be quiet. Let your promoters and people around you promote you instead of you just keep popping. I want Tank. I want this person. I want the Devin Haney. You don't want these guys. You don't want these guys. It just sounds good. He remind me of that. Who's that boxer? Every time, every time, a boxer about to fight, he want the guy. Hold up, you had a chance to fight him, but now you're making excuses. Like if they be popping junk to each other, or what's come like that too. Keith Thurman. Thurman will pop a whole lot of junk about people, and then when time come, he picks somebody else to fight. That's crazy. He don't want to fight Spence, especially not right now. To me, Keith Thurman don't fight enough. He don't fight enough. It'll be good for him to fight Spence right now. Oh yeah, Fanatical in here. He said it's good, the shoulder roll mechanism, and that's my thing. Yep. Ryan is a walking cat, walking talking cat. All he do is cat. I get it though, and but it's the way he does it that it's annoying. Yeah, it's annoying. Duh. So So what y'all think? Nobody answered me. What y'all think about any more announcements coming? My thing, I see this. This is what will really get me. The referee thing. When y'all brought back that news about the referee, I know I heard it from Aimbot. About he said it was giving him a problem, but then when y'all actually saw it and y'all start talking about it, I said, "Oh man, how we gonna have different referees?" And I talked to Ash when I talked to Ash January. I think January is the last time. I just sent them a message. I sent them a message yesterday, but last time I talked to him was in January. A friend of mine, his name is Doc Harvey. He's a referee. You know, one of the big referees. We fought in the amateurs together. Um, who is it? 150, 147, and 156. Yeah, he fought in them weight classes. But yeah, he's the referee, and I was asking because I talked to him. I said, "Yo, you want to be a referee in ESBC?" He said, "Yeah, of course." So I told Todd, and then Todd was like slow rolling about it. So then I asked Ash, and Ash said they got a lot of referees that's in the game, but he'll keep Doc Harvey on the radar, on the list. He'll see what he could do. But I'm like, you getting all these referees and you can't get one referee right. What was my style back in the day? I used to do the if you see me in my amateur fights, you'd be like, man, you ain't fight with the Philly. I did. I used to fight with the Philly shell. You know, like someone like how James Toney fight, but I was also a real aggressive. You know, I had like that Holyfield style. Yeah, I used to bounce around and throw a lot of punches. 'Cause then Tyson was my boy, but I liked the Holyfield too. So I try to mix their styles together when I fought. Orthodox. I never try to fight southpaw because I was see it's easier to fight southpaw. You know, somebody that trained you to be a southpaw when you're younger, and that stays with you. Switch up. But when you get, when I start boxing when I was 17, and I trained for a year. So 18 is when I first started fighting. So it was hard for me to yeah, I boxed amateur. I was a decorated amateur. I won the Golden Gloves 3 times, the Diamond Gloves 3 times, and the state championship 3 times. One of the two of the titles that I won is I was a walkover champ. It was one of the tournaments. It had how many people? I think it's 24 people signed up, and then I ended up being the only person that was still there. I guess nobody wanted to fight me. Yeah, so I fought. Yeah, I fought. I sparred a lot of people like Shannon Briggs, um, Ray Mercer, Jamel. What's his name? I've sparred a lot of people. I sparred some little guys. I used to hate sparring little guys like Howard Davis. Who else I sparred? Livingstone Bramble, Hard Rock Green. I used to be in the gym. I used to be awestruck about being there with a lot of these boxers. I remember Samuel Peters came up in the gym that I was training in. It's a gym in North called Redbird. I just see a lot. I'm like, wow, look at this. That's such and such. I used to fight. If I'd have fought pro, it'd have been a cruiserweight. But in the amateurs, I fought as a heavyweight. I remember I went down to 178 at one time, and I was just fast and no power, so I couldn't. I said, nah, can't stay here because I depend on my power a lot. No, I don't like no. I feel embarrassed. That's why I'm telling nobody my name for them to search. No, my regular gonna say 2-1, but no, it's not gonna say it on BoxRec. You got 1-1 on BoxRec, and then they misspelled my name, and I didn't correct them. I don't care because I feel embarrassed of that crap. It matters to me. I'm embarrassed of that. So yeah. Oh yeah, it's like I'm gonna keep doing these live streams and do videos. There's so many stories I could tell you, like with Shannon Briggs. What's up, S dot V dot he hot? What's up, my guy? Yo, it's so many things that happen in the gym. I remember Shannon Briggs and Ray Mercer used to get into it because they train out the same gym, and they used to get heated at each other because they want to be the man of the gym. I used to spar both of them. Then there was Shannon Briggs and his Maurice Harris, the famous the guy that everybody always showed a video of him getting his head basically knocked off. Yeah, Maurice Harris. Maurice Harris was gooder than what that knockout made him look like, but he was a good. They just rushed him. Too much money. Yeah, so it was a lot of things that happened in the gym. It was crazy. I remember one time I sparred Shannon Briggs and Teddy Atlas was that's when Teddy Atlas was his trainer. And I was supposed to go to Europe. I think that the following week I was supposed to go to Europe. So I went up there and I was training with Shannon and I sparring him. And I dug in Shannon butt that day. And And he was like, "No, come on, one more round." And Teddy Atlas like, "Nah, that's it, that's enough." He said, "You kicked Shannon butt today." And I said, "Oh man, yo, was glad you came and gave me some support so I could keep it going." Yeah, I was like, I had ate because I was fasting, so I broke my fast. That's like a little sluggish because I was being greedy. Thanks, man. I appreciate y'all, man. We gotta support each other. Y'all know for sure I support everything y'all post. I'll be up there. No, I'm using a laptop. I was gonna use my phone. Then I said nah, cause my son had an extra laptop. He bought him one, and then he had one from school. So I said, "You're not using the one from school, so maybe you should let me use it." So I started using this one from school. What's that say? This message is helpful review. Yeah, I would love a fight announcement, but that's not really what I want. I want a career mode or creation mode. I want to see is did they have the tendencies because I'm real adamant about the tendencies. I want to see is aimbot capping. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, people been telling me for years. They've been saying, "Yo, Paul, you should do a channel. You should do a channel. You should make videos." And I kept prolonging. Yeah, and I had to, I went through that little thing. It's called when boxers don't box no more. It's like you go. That's why I understand why a lot of boxers come out of retirement, and you go through this little depression. I went through depression for a couple of years after I stopped boxing. It's like you lost your child. That's how I felt when you just stopped boxing. It's just so many things that happened. Like it made me not box. You know, realities just kicked in. I was like, Dad, yeah, that see what you talking about? You want to see some Canelo gameplay? That would be huge for a lot of people. Like somebody like Canelo, they should do a Canelo and Caleb Plant video. Yeah, that career. They said the career mode, and they also was talking about the creation mode. There's gonna update us on the creation mode, but I don't know. It's like they got a little more people, and it seemed like they got more busy. It's like they said they was gonna add stuff on as the process of the game, but it seemed like they trying to add everything in this one shot, which they just shouldn't focus like that. Yeah, they need to hire, I think, like 3 people to focus on giving us content. Let the other devs do what they're doing, but hire 3 people to give us content about what's the process that's going on behind the scenes. I don't know why the devs are so they don't want to be taped because most studios they have like an introduction of the devs. They should do a video talk about the devs, what they're good at, and take us around the studio and let us see what's going on. That'll make for a good video. There's so much that could be done. See, they need Still City need to hire me. I'm telling you, they should have hired me. If I'd have been up there. No, you should do this, you should do that. And this will make a good idea, a great idea. It's so much. Yeah, the introduction to the team is a great idea for the for a video. But it seems like a lot of these guys don't want to be on camera. Cause I seen I forget who it was. He had it was Concept Reese. That one of the developers his face blurred out. Why are you blurring out? For one, I know every developer on that team. I know the way I be doing my research. I know everybody that's on that team. Some of them I knew earlier. Yeah, vlogs. Yeah, thanks. That's what they should do. Do some vlogs. They don't have to themselves do it because I know that's distracting them. But they should hire people to do it. And and I think it's ESBC is having a hard time hiring people because I see some of their stuff still up there. Some of their they're trying to hire people. I don't know if the money's right or what, or it could be that EA is trying to build a team to make a game because I don't think they're gonna take too much off the UFC team to focus on a boxing game. And the head developer of the Fight Night team, he's working on UFC team. So they're gonna have to keep people still working on the UFC team when he jumps back onto the Fight Night if the rumor is true. So we don't know if they building a team already. Yeah, so I just want to see how far they're going to take this. They have to do something different. They have to keep the people engaged. It's only so much that the content creators could do without having anything. That's why Fanatical, JX Shep, they do these videos. Now they got to find other content to put within their videos. Study doing it too. A lot of y'all trying to find things, trying to have it like ESP base, but it's other things. So they got to give y'all something to have content on. And a lot of people keep saying, um, why didn't they wait till the game was almost done and then announce it? Because they're a new studio and they needed investors. That's why they had to do what they do. I mean, do what they did so they could get investors into providing for this game. Oh, you doing a yeah? Do a wish list. See, I like when people make wish list videos. For one, like I keep telling everybody, the developers and the founder, he watches these videos. They watch all y'all videos, and not only them, other companies. Because I know if this game is successful, other companies gonna jump into making games, even if it's not with real boxers. They're gonna jump into making a boxing game. I know this for a fact that there was companies that were saying because they were scared of EA. Everybody was scared of EA. Ash is like, man, I ain't scared of EA. It was a lot of companies. I talked to a lot of them. They were scared. Um, what's called 2K was scared. They was taught they was capping. They must know Ryan Garcia. They was capping. They was like they wanted to make a game, but they were scared. I talked when you talk to some of the head people, but then when you talk to the developers, they could tell you that the head people capping. And and then it's a lot of companies like indie companies and AAA companies. Thanks, man. Yeah, that I've been trying to make a video on my wish list for years. Everybody's like, I should, but to me, it's technically it's not my wish list. It's me gathering everybody on the internet wishes, putting them together, and some of them, I have a lot of them mine. Or over the years, I start altering certain ideas. I say, nah, this got to change, for the game. That don't make sense. I change it, but it's still their idea. I think you talking about my wish list on my website. I want to also upgrade that website because I had a couple of companies say, "Yo, I like your website, but could you upgrade it?" So I ain't thinking about that. I ain't thinking about upgrading that website. It's kind of a headache. Yeah. There's a lot of companies that said that it was a great wish list. Even the guy that round for round was dealing with, he offered to give me money, invest money in me to make. He said, "I invest money. You do a Kickstarter or some type of thing. I'm gonna give you a lot of money to do your ideas." But I didn't. I was like, I don't know how to make no video game. Me thinking back then and thinking now, I said, Dad, I could get people that know how to do these things, and I just, oversee what they're doing. I probably could have made that work. But a lot of y'all guys that I know now, y'all have been key to helping me build these things. But we got a company that's making a game that we really want, so I'm good. I'm good. So in the beginning, I was that that's see that's a good question. In the beginning, he wanted the guy the it's Q. Yeah, Showbiz talk about him. Q contacted me, but the mail that he sent me was in my spam folder. He was gonna fly me and Showbiz up there, but by the time I got it, it was too late, and him and Showbiz built a relationship, and Showbiz he flew Showbiz up there, and then he's trying to build a relationship with me. Then I hooked up with Round for Round, and I started like I was basically for a while. I was just talking to both of them, and then Round for Round just pulled me in little bit. Excuse me. And the thing is, I could have been grimy because neither one of them was paying me. My thing was I wanted the information. I just wanted to know what was their vision and what were they doing that was going to benefit us as boxing fans. So that's how that happened. Yeah, I wasn't a part of Hard Knock Life, but I was supposed to be, and I think that would have been horrible because how critical I am. I think that's what scares a lot of people about me because they think I'm real critical. It's not about. I just want a game that's fun. A lot of people keep thinking that realism can be fun. If you watch a boxing match and you get excited, that's fun. So it's so many things you can do. Like, let me see. Yeah, I'm gonna start. Yeah, I'm gonna start doing this a lot because it's so many stories I got. Even behind the scenes, with companies, boxing wise, it's so many stories. I was like, it's time. It's time for me to, do it. And y'all encourage me. Guys like S. Dot, you know, Jay Jeezer. It's a lot of people, even on the Discord. They asked me to a couple of guys asked me to do a video. Yeah, and I really enjoyed this. I was a little nervous because it didn't start off like I thought it was gonna start off. I thought nobody was gonna show up. Like, Dad, it's 10 minutes in and nobody showed up. No, I appreciate all of y'all, man. Appreciate all of y'all, and I'm gonna support all of y'all. I always do. I'm gonna support everybody that's making content. It's about boxing, making boxing better. I know showbiz says it, but I've been saying it for years, and I'm like, Dad, is a lot of my words rubbing off on people, or what? Or we just had the same mindset? But I said, a boxing video game is good for the sport of boxing. Always say that from day one. I said it 10 years ago. No, I said this. I said it over 15 years ago. A good boxing game is good for the sport of boxing. We have questions, so we'll help you with content. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Yeah. So, I think I'm about to end this. I was gonna wait to the 2 hour mark, but I said nah, that's too much, and y'all starting to fade off anyway. I had 6 people. I think the most is 7, but I know it's gonna build because I see other content creators. They'll have like 3 people, and then now they got over 100 people joining their lives. And I think once this is done and people see this video, they'll start watching my content more. Yeah. Of course, yeah, you're right. True, dark side. I'm about to end this stream. I don't want to keep y'all hostage with my board, boring y'all and rambling with words. But I'm gonna do this again. Definitely, I think I might do it again Monday. No, I don't want to step on Boston fanatical toes, so I'm gonna just pick a word and I'm gonna do it again. All right, y'all. Peace. Thanks. Dad, who the Harvey Ophie? Dad, man, you came in late. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. All right, y'all. Peace. Good night and good morning to those that's living in an area where it's morning time. All right. Peace. Thanks, Harvey. I appreciate you. Yeah, that's true. I was still setting up. Thanks. I appreciate you though. Put on them notifications. Like and subscribe.